Gene Deal.
That's my name.
Glad to have you back, man. It's been a lot going on.
Cam TV. Glad to be back, bro.
That's what it is, man. Well, I'm gonna start right off, man. You're known for your close association with Diddy.
Stop it. Hold up. We not doing that.
Well, I didn't mean that in a bad way.
Hey,
but I mean,
I gotta stop that because motherfuckers will twist that around, especially with the atmosphere, what it is right now. We not doing that. I'm known as being one of his former bodyguards. Let's call it that. Alright?
okay, former
That's what I'm
bodyguard.
known as. That's what I'm known as from the public, for being one of his former bodyguards. But it goes a lot deeper than that, you know what I'm saying? I was like a big unk to him back in the day when he was coming through our crew the same game. Alright?
Okay, got you. Well, as I think everybody knows, man, Diddy has been indicted and is looking at a potential life sentence, or at least at very minimum, very, very long time, man. What was your first thoughts when you first seen the news?
Well, I knew it was coming, so I didn't have no general thoughts about it. I knew when he came back to New York and people were saying that he was around in New York in the streets, going to different places, I knew he was here to go to the turn himself into the feds.
Well, a grand jury indicted him, which I think everybody knows it's pretty easy to get indicted with a grand jury, man. But they're accusing him of racketeering, sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution, and they're calling it a commercial sex enterprise. Do you think that those are the accurate charges that they've been brought against him?
Well, they are the accurate charges because the feds made the charges. So they have to be accurate. But do I think that, are they just charges? Is it the same charge?
Right.
Is it the same charges that R. Kelly was looking at? Some of them. Is it the same charges that Vince McMahon should have been looking at? Some of them. So the charges are accurate, but to say that I'm versed in the fact that I know what the federal government is doing by charging them that, they just going by the letter of the federal law. They looked at his actions through what Cassie and Lil Rob had wrote. And then they brought up the charges on him based on what was in their statements and things that they think that they can prove.
Okay. One of the things that they are alleging is that he used tapes to blackmail people into being part of these, freak offs. Basically telling them like, if you don't be in more freak offs, I'm going to expose these tapes.
Now, those are actual charges saying that in the indictment?
That's part of the indictment.
If that's part of the indictment, that's somewhat like a blackmail. He was blackmailing people to be in the freak offs. So that's federal. That could be that's a federal charge. He can't blackmail people to say, yo, listen here, you did it once and you're gonna do it again. That ain't gonna make it with the government or nobody. That might even be a state charge if you're looking at blackmail. So I really don't, like I say, regarding the letter of the law and what he did, if he did that, my man, he facing a lot of time. And I think Dawn was one of the girls who just came out recently, said that he was doing that to people.
Okay, so Dawn from Dirty Money is suing him for sexual assault. She's saying that he used to starve people for like 48 hours and make them watch him eat. She's also saying she was over his house and he was just talking to her. He just walked out and started having this conversation with her when he was in his underwear and didn't want to put on no clothes.
I've seen him, being security. I've seen him do that to people. You know what I mean? Being in the house, going places with him all around the country, being in hotels and stuff like that. He would always do that. That was a norm for him.
Okay.
Around men, around women, he didn't care. If he had a hotel room, you know, he would come out in his underwear and everything like that. It could be men, it could be women, and you know, because he always got the presidential suite. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a big suite, they would have a large room with a piano, all this other stuff in there, the big tables, and his room would be right there. He'll come right out there with just his underwear on. He wouldn't have no shirt or nothing on. I've seen him do that plenty of times.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.